Good evening, Mary. We're having a family gathering at our house this coming Saturday. You're coming, right, Mary?
Yes, of course. Dan and I will be there.
But I'm telling you, you'd better dress properly.
What?
You're always so plain, aren't you, Mary? I'm sure you know that. Many of my relatives are business owners or rich people. I'm sure everyone craves something decent. This time, I'm going to order some caviar. If you show up poorly dressed, I'll be embarrassed. Please don't dress inappropriate like you always do.
Of course, I'll be dressed appropriately.
It's not just about what you wear. Be careful with what you bring and say. Don't be so obvious that you're poor.
I think you have misunderstood something. I'm not poor.
Don't lie to me. Ever since you came to greet me, you've always worn plain, cheap clothes.
That's just because I like simple clothes.
Dan is also so... He just got married so earlier than John, and with a poor woman who's way under his league.
I'm not poor.
Yeah, whatever. You just don't want to admit it. But you're still working, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Why don't you stop working and become a full-time housewife? Dan works for a big company. You can live on his salary alone, right? But you just have to refuse to quit your job. I think it's because you grew up poor and you are uncomfortable unless you're working hard.
I can live on Dan's salary alone. I work because I love my job. I want to save for when we have children in the future. Besides, if I quit my job, you would be in trouble too, right?
Why's that? Why would I be in trouble? Your job has nothing to do with me.
It has a lot to do with you. I mean, if you hate me so much, I'll skip the dinner party.
What?
You insisted that Dan and I attend. I was planning to go too. But if you're just going to complain me about being poor and unfit for Dan, I don't have to attend.
No, Mary, you have to come too.
Why is that?
If my son and his wife don't come, I don't know what my relatives will say.
Oh, by the way, you said this time it's your treat. Just to be sure, may I ask about the budget for the dinner party?
Budget? Well, it's probably going to be around $4,000.
What? That much?
Why are you so surprised?
Wait a minute. There will be a little more than 10 people there that day, right?
That's right.
Isn't 4,000 for 10 people way too much?
We're ordering high-end caviar. It should cost around 4,000, right?
4,000 is... That means enough to pay the 2-month mortgage.
Huh? Mortgage?
It's a once-a-year dinner party, so I can understand why you're so excited about it. But if you can afford such an extravagance, shouldn't you first use the money to pay off the monthly mortgage? Don't you think your priorities are out of order?
Huh? Priorities? Why should I care about that?
Because it costs $1,500 every month to pay the mortgage on the house.
That's something you and Dan should take care of on your own. Please, don't rip me off.
I'm not. I'm only talking about the obvious.
Oh, well, if you're worried about the loan, why don't you save money?
Well...
Oh my God, it's no use talking to you. I told you I'd treat you to a delicious caviar dinner, but all you do is complain. Anyway, you must dress properly for the dinner party. Is that clear?
What? Wait a minute, Emmy.
Caviar, can't you cancel it now? Emmy. Mary, about that dinner party we talked about the other day, I've changed my mind.
Ah, did you cancel the caviar? I'm glad. After all, 4,000 is too much.
What? What are you talking about? I decided to order not only caviar, but also a high-end Italian caterer.
Huh?
I thought some of my relatives might not like caviar.
So you mean the budget has increased?
Yes, the budget might be around $5,400. You are always complaining about caviar. It would be a hassle if you complained again on the day, so I thought I'd let you know ahead of time.
Emmy, are you sure you'll be okay?
Huh?
Taking advantage of the fact that Bob is in the hospital, you're spending money like Jeff Bezos. Are you sure you're going to be okay?
Wait, what do you mean? Are you telling me to be stingy and save money when it's a family gathering? Don't you think you're being rude to me?
I'm just saying that I'm concerned.
I haven't fallen so low that you have to worry about me.
But the mortgage...
What? Are you talking about that again? I told you the other day, that is something you and Dan should be able to handle.
I don't know. I don't think it's right to be extravagant while Bob is in the hospital. I'm still worried about spending $5,400.
Shouldn't you be worried about yourself?
Me?
You're not saying you don't remember me telling you this, are you?
I'm sorry, but yeah, I don't.
Huh?
I'm certain that we're not short on cash at the moment, but...
Well, what a person. I knew it. You're just wanting to rip me off.
You know what?
You're driving me crazy. I feel like I'm going crazy talking to you. Anyway, I'll pay for the dinner party, so you stay out of it. Bye.
Honey, you busy? Sorry if you're busy.
Oh, honey, I just finished work and I'm on my way home. What's up?
It's about the weekend dinner party.
Oh, you know the annual dinner with relatives? We're getting together at my parents' house this time too. What about it?
It looks like Emmy is covering all the expenses. Have you heard what the budget is for this dinner party?
What? No. I just heard she's ordering caviar, but with my dad in the condition he's in, I'm guessing it'll be reasonably priced caviar?
No, that's the thing. I heard she's going to spend $5,400 for the caviar plus a catering service from a high-end Italian restaurant.
$5,400? That's a lot of money.
I think so too. Many of your relatives are rich, so Emmy seems really into it.
Seriously? That's just trying to show off. I wonder if Mom knows her place.
I tried to remind her of the mortgage, but it doesn't seem to be working. She's upset? It's like she's upset with me.
I don't know.
I know it's a once-in-a-year dinner party and there's no need to be stingy with it, but we're also under a lot of pressure right now. And to spend all the money like this, it's just...
I agree. If she has the money to do such a thing, use it to pay off the mortgage first.
If it were possible, I would try to persuade her to spend less, but I don't think she'll listen to me.
Either way, we're running out of time. There must be cancellation fee, and we would have to apologize to the restaurant where we ordered the food. Besides, Mom always dotes on John. She never listens to me, and she's still complaining about the fact that I got married before him.
Well, I've been told that too. I don't agree with it, but I guess there's nothing we can do this time.
I know. Anyway, we are both going to the dinner that day, so let's keep an eye on her. I'll let Dad know how things going.
Right, that would be great.
Okay, I'm heading home now.
Okay, safe trip home.
Mary, are you already on your way?
Oh yes, Dan and I are on our way. We should be there in about 10 minutes.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do right now. You need to go to another room after the dinner party starts.
What? Why?
Well, I asked you to come as a married couple for the sake of appearances, but caviar and Italian food are too good for you.
Yes?
It's for not knowing your place. You'll always be poor because you have to pay that monthly mortgage.
You're the one to say.
I'm saying it because I'm the only one who can say it. Because you were so vain and bought that mansion.
What are you talking about?
You have no money, but you forced yourself to get a mortgage, and yet you want me to save the budget for dinner parties and pay the mortgage for our own house. There's no limit to how brazen you can be.
Oh, that's how you interpreted it. No wonder we're not on the same page.
When the dinner party starts, quickly go to the next room. And when the time is right, pretend that something urgent has come up and go home alone. That way you can at least save your face.
Oh.
Well, I'd feel bad if you had nothing to eat. You can at least have instant ramen.
Instant ramen?
Well, beggars can't be choosers, you know. You're so shabby, so after you eat your instant ramen, just go home.
Okay. Well then, neither Dan nor I will be attending today's dinner party.
Huh? What are you talking about? You'll be arriving here soon, right?
You don't want me to attend the dinner party, right? I'm going to turn around and go home now.
Then why don't you go home alone, Mary? Only Dan should attend.
When I told him what you said to me earlier, Dan doesn't feel like going to the dinner anymore.
Then you can both skip it. I'd be better off without Dan and you.
Oh, I forgot to mention, I'll stop paying the mortgage on the house.
What?
I won't be paying $1,500 a month from now on.
Oh dear, I don't know what you think you're doing, but you and Dan are the ones who will suffer, aren't you?
You'll see who gets in trouble later.
You're just full of nonsense like that. I'll enjoy the caviar and Italian food. You guys can do whatever you want. Mary! Hey, please pick up the phone.
Good evening, Emmy. What's wrong?
I'm in trouble.
What is?
It's the monthly mortgage.
Oh.
Is it true that you're paying for my house, not the mansion you live in with Dan?
That's right. Who told you that?
From all my relatives who were at the dinner party.
I see.
My relatives asked me why Dan and Mary weren't there, so I told them that you were trying to make me pay the mortgage on your house. Then all my relatives said, it's the opposite. I just thought that it was a bad joke. But then I got a call from the bank saying that I hadn't paid this month's mortgage due to insufficient balance in my account. I didn't think it was true.
Yes, I have been transferring $1,500 each month to Bob's account for mortgage.
Why didn't you tell me that earlier? You embarrassed me in front of my relatives.
I told you at the family meeting.
Huh?
Bob had to be hospitalized suddenly and he had to take a leave of absence from work. He might not be able to pay the mortgage during that time because the treatment is going to cost a lot of money. So since I earn more than Dan, I am responsible for the monthly payment of $1,500 for the time being.
I can't believe that you are making more money than Dan. No, that's not the point. What about the mansion? Bob was hospitalized at the same time when you and Dan moved into the mansion. That's why I thought the mortgage was for the mansion.
The house was given to me by my grandfather.
Huh? Your grandfather?
I'm sure I told you that. That house was originally my grandparents'. They were getting old and it was getting too much for them to manage, so they decided to move into a small bungalow. Right around that time, Bob was hospitalized and I had to pay the mortgage. My grandfather, who was worried about our life, asked us if we would like to move into the house they lived in.
So that's what happened.
Bob suggested that I move in with you. That way, it would make more sense for me to pay the mortgage. But you were so strongly against it. So we decided to live in my grandfather's house while paying only the mortgage on your house.
Are you telling the truth?
John is still single, but you said you only want to live with him and his wife in the future and refused to live with us, didn't you?
Oh, is that right?
Don't play dumb with me. Well, now, I'm glad we didn't move in together.
Oh.
You really don't remember anything, do you, Emmy? Bob, you, John, Dan, and I. We had a family meeting, right? That's when we talked.
Well,
I think you were half asleep, weren't you? You only leaned forward when we were talking about something that involved you. When Bob asked you to go to work to support the family finances, you protested that as a full-time housewife, there was no way you could find a job. When I asked you to live with me, you said,
I don't want to live with Dan and you.
We couldn't come to an agreement, and in the end, I had to compromise a lot. But I didn't think that you had refused to live with me because you didn't understand what I was talking about.
I didn't realize that was the story.
Well, Bob told me I don't have to pay the mortgage anymore.
What?
He has decided to sell the house.
What? He's giving up the house?
You both can't pay the mortgage, so he has no choice but to let it go. Bob doesn't want to give up the home he bought. But to the point, to get both Dan and I involved is ridiculous. After hearing about how much money you were spending and how you were treating me, he decided that it was no longer a good idea. He also promised to pay back the mortgage that I had paid until now.
Oh no. What am I supposed to do now? If he sells the house, I will have no place to live.
I'm sure that's true.
Don't say I'm sure like it's someone else's problem. I am your in-law.
No, Emmy. You made me pay the mortgage on your own house. I can't consider someone who makes me pay their own mortgage and then calls me poor to be my in-law.
I didn't know you were paying my mortgage. It's not my fault.
It's not that you didn't know. It's just that you didn't listen to me.
I'm sorry I called you poor. So please convince Bob not to sell the house.
You can tell that directly to Bob.
Well,
Bob will be discharged soon, right? I'm sure you'll have a lot to talk about then. Please ask him about the future.
Mary?
I have nothing more to say, so if you'll excuse me.
Well then.
So long, Emmy. Bob finished his treatment and was safely discharged from the hospital. Then we had another discussion at my in-laws' house. Although Emmy was strongly opposed to the idea, it was agreed that my in-laws' house would be sold. After that, Bob scolded Emmy for spending $5,400 at a dinner party. Furthermore, Bob and John were very hard on her for continuously verbally abusing me despite the fact that I was paying the mortgage. Emmy cried and pleaded for forgiveness, but Bob's anger did not abate. Finally, they got divorced. After being evicted from that house, she rented a small apartment and started living alone. She was planning to move in with John when he got married. But to her surprise, John got married to a foreigner and went abroad. Emmy, who is now completely alone, is living a life of poverty and draining what little money she has left from her share of the property. Bob, on the other hand, lives with Dan and I in the house given to me by my grandfather. Dan and I are busy working together, but Bob actively takes care of the house, which has been very helpful to us. I would like to continue to live with my family on good terms.
Hi, Mandy. About tomorrow, I don't think I can make it.
What? Why?
The plane didn't fly because of the heavy snow. I'm sorry, but I won't be able to go to Disneyland with the kids.
Well,
depending on the weather, I think we'll have to stay in Montana for at least 3 more days.
3 more days?
Yeah, I want to go home as soon as possible, but if the plane doesn't fly, there's nothing I can do.
I see. I was looking forward to it, and so were the kids, but
I'm really sorry.
we can't control the weather.
It's really bad luck to have heavy snow at such an important time. It was supposed to be our first family vacation in a while. I hate to go on a business trip at such a time of year. Our kids are still small, and it's hard to leave you.
Don't worry, your mother is here.
What? My mother?
Yes, she was expecting the plane to stop flying because of the heavy snow. She said she'd keep her schedule open in case you couldn't come.
I see. That's great. But are you comfortable with my mom being there?
I'm good. Your mother and I are good friends.
Good friends? That's new news to me.
You didn't know? Your mother and I drink tea together all the time. We get along.
I see. Well, it's nice that you get along with her.
So don't worry about us. Good luck with your work.
Oh, okay. I'll try to get home as soon as I can.
I got messages from Kevin. He said he couldn't go to Disneyland because of the heavy snow. He said he'll stay in Montana for 3 more days.
What a stupid son. He never went to Montana.
No company would let him go all the way to Montana on a business trip when there's a forecast of heavy snow.
He can't even think of such a thing.
I pretended I was fooled and did it.
You did well, Mandy.
I almost snapped, though.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry my son was such an idiot. I shouldn't have raised him the way I did.
It's okay. Thanks to you, I learned about my husband's betrayal. And I'm actually really looking forward to going to Disney with you.
Me too.
It's fun to be with you, and the kids love you too. Kevin doesn't take care of the kids much anyway, even if we go together.
He puts all the responsibility on you. He's a real pain. He goes out by himself even on your days off, right?
That's right. If it weren't for your help, I might have gone crazy. I really appreciate your help.
It's okay. It's impossible to watch two small children by yourself all the time. I wish Kevin was more aware of his fatherhood, but I don't know.
I don't mean to be rude, but I can't believe Kevin is your son.
I don't want to think of him as my son either.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, I'll take care of you too. I hope Kevin will understand what he has done. I'm going to make him regret it.
Kevin, are you okay with the snow there?
Yes, it's fine. It's better than yesterday.
Where are you now?
I'm at a hotel. I'll have dinner now.
Is it safe to go out in the snow?
What? Well, I'm sure it's fine near the hotel.
What are you planning to eat today?
I'm thinking of going to have some Thai food.
Is there a good Thai place there?
That's right.
Who are you going to eat with?
No, with a colleague from work.
I see.
Mandy, I'm sorry. I couldn't keep my promise to the kids. I'll make it up to you someday. Have fun at Disneyland with Mom.
Okay. You have a good time at Disney with your date. Have fun.
What? Disney? What? What are you talking about? I'm in Montana.
Montana? Don't lie. You're at a hotel near Disneyland with your lover, right?
What? I don't get it. I told you I'm in Montana on a business trip.
I'm standing next to you right now.
What?
What a coincidence. We ended up in the hotel room next to each other.
Wait.
Surprised? I can't believe I'm staying in the same hotel. Of course, I'm staying with my kids and my mother-in-law.
Oh my God.
You told me you were on a business trip to Montana. You canceled Disney with your family. And you were having a date at Disney with your girlfriend?
How did you know?
Oh, so you admit to cheating with her. I'm going to involve your mom here.
What? Why my mother? Hey, why is Mom in the group message? Why?
What the hell are you doing, son?
Hey, what's up, Mom?
Shut up, you lying prick. Maybe you can slow down, Mom. He's your son after all.
I've been watching your behavior. I can't believe I raised a guy like you. You betrayed Mandy and my grandchildren. Mom? I've known for a long time that you were having an affair. How did you? I saw you dating a woman. Where? At a barbecue restaurant about 3 months ago. I saw you and a young woman sitting at the counter together. I didn't notice. Mom, you're too old to be having barbecue by yourself. Do you think older adults shouldn't eat meat? I didn't mean that way. Barbecue is the source of my energy. I need energy to take care of my grandchildren. Well, in your case, barbecue would get you energized. I'm sure you've been doing this and that with young women. Don't talk like that. My son is pathetic. He has a nice wife and cute kids, but he's looking for other opportunities. Come on, Mom. She knows you're married, right? Yes, but... Then she's just as bad as you are. Well... Yup, she is.
She's an irredeemable piece of scum.
Huh?
Thank you, Mom. You said everything I wanted to say.
That's terrible.
What? I'm going easy on you, right, Mandy? I really want to go into your room with a bucket full of water and pour it on Kevin's head. But water would be too boring, wouldn't it? Maybe ink would be better? Or a bucket full of slime? That's my mom. Let's just pour gooey slime all over him while he and his girl are making out.
That's enough. Why are you here? We were supposed to stay in a different hotel. We planned our family trip to Disney together.
Such an idiot.
What?
When I came upon you cheating on Mandy at the barbecue restaurant, I was listening in on your conversation.
What? You were?
I could hear everything because you were talking so loudly and excitedly.
I don't remember being that loud.
I think you guys were both drunk. I was surprised. You were talking about going to Disney. And it was the same day as the day we were going with my grandkids.
I had no choice. That was the only day I could be off.
That means you put your affair partner before your family, right? Listening to your conversation, I felt sick in my gut. When she asked you if Mandy was mad at you, you smiled and said, "I'll tell her I'm going on a business trip and she'll be fine." I heard the name of the hotel you were staying at. Then I told Mandy, and I asked Mandy to book the same hotel as yours.
Oh, man. I thought she didn't know. I had no idea you were behind it.
Don't underestimate the power of old people. Thanks to your mother, I don't have to be fooled. I was shocked when I found out about this, though.
So, when I told you I was going on a business trip...
I sent you off, knowing it was a lie.
Seriously?
So, I'm going to storm into your room now.
What? Don't tell me you're going to spray slime on me.
No, you idiot, I'm not. I'm just going to say hello to your friend. You know, talk about alimony and stuff. Since you're right next to me, it would be faster to talk to her in person, wouldn't it?
No, wait. That's a little...
You don't like it? If you don't want me to do that, you have to break up with her right now.
Huh? Right here? Right now?
Of course. Your wife found out you've been cheating, and you're still going to enjoy your Disney date?
No, but I took a vacation and came all the way here. I don't want to break up with her.
I see. Then I guess I'll go to your room after all.
What?
If you want, we can enjoy Disney together. It's more fun with a lot of people.
It's not fun.
Do you want to wear matching Mickey's ears? I don't think Kevin would like that. He'd prefer to wear it with his favorite girlfriend? You're right.
Don't get too excited. Oh, I'm so unlucky.
What should you do? Talk about breaking up with her? Or do you want to have a long talk? Do you want to get divorced and be stuck in alimony hell and not even see your kids?
You threatening me?
Nope. But if we get divorced, of course, I'm going to charge you a ton of money for the alimony.
We'll break up later, so give me a break now.
I don't trust you. Of course you won't.
If I break up with her now, I won't be blamed?
That depends on how sorry you are. Come on, just break up with her. Mandy and I are ready to go to your place.
No, I still can't do it.
Huh?
I was really looking forward to our date. She'll be sad if I suddenly ask her to break up.
So you don't mind if I make her sad? Mandy was shocked by your betrayal. She's very depressed.
It doesn't look like it on the message, but...
Her husband cheated on her. Of course she's emotionally distressed.
Really? Mandy and you have been teasing me.
Because we don't know what else we could do.
What?
Do you really think we're having fun? When we decided to go to Disney, I was really happy. I thought going to Disney would encourage me to do my best in housework and childcare. But when your mom told me about your affair, and I learned you betrayed our family by going to Disney with her, do you know how shocked I was?
That's... sorry.
Do you think you can apologize and be forgiven? I can never forgive you for putting me through all this pain. That woman and you, I have to make you guys suffer the pain of losing.
But, you know, I don't have to say goodbye to her here and now.
Then, where are you going to go? Tomorrow at the park?
I'd hate it even more.
You have always been a handful. Now do as your mother says and tell her.
What the hell?
It's okay. I've thought of a line to break up without causing her any grief.
Huh?
Okay? Now you are going to say, "You're a greedy, trashy woman who messes around with married men. You're the kind of woman who should be with a loser. You're not good enough to go to Disney. Go back to your dirty room, watch your stupid movies, and go to bed."
Huh? How can you say that?
I'll go to your room and tell her in person, okay?
Of course not.
Maybe I should be the one to go in there. I'm his wife. And a bucket full of slime.
That's enough. You guys are messing with me after all.
I don't want to disturb the other guests or the hotel. I'm just trying to keep this from getting ugly. That's right. Unless you want to get slime all over your room. If you don't want to get covered in slime in your room.
How can I say such a horrible thing?
So, do you know where she lives and where she works?
I do. Why?
For alimony, of course.
There's no way she can pay it. She's a regular office worker.
She can't pay because she's a regular office worker? Do you really think that kind of logic will work in society?
But...
Oh, God, I'm so frustrated. Hurry up and tell her what I just said. Don't miss a single word.
No, I can't.
You want us to get involved?
All right, I'll say it. I'll say it. What are you going to do about it? She got mad and left.
What? Did you really say that? You're too stupid to say it for real. You're the worst kind of man.
What? You told me to say it.
But look, just like your mother said, she left you right away.
What the hell is this? But this is all right? Can I go to your room too? I'm really hungry now. Buy me dinner as an apology, okay?
Huh? Huh?
Huh?
How can you say something like that?
What?
What do you mean, what? Who said anything about back to normal?
I mean, you said a lot of things earlier. If I don't do what you say, you'll get your alimony and I'll not see my kids.
I made no promises, and I don't want a father like you.
Then why did you make me break up with her?
Because I couldn't allow you to be happy. Isn't that obvious? You made me so angry.
You can't raise a child by yourself, can you? It costs a lot of money.
Don't worry about that. I'm keeping your father's insurance money untouched.
Insurance money? That's just a small amount.
With $500,000, I can at least send my grandchildren to college.
What? That much? What about my share?
You don't have it. I'm the beneficiary.
Even though I'm his son?
I'll use it all for my grandchildren.
Oh no.
Mom, I appreciate it, but I can't totally rely on you. Dad left money for you. I'll be fine on my own. What are you talking about? I made a huge mistake. My son grew up to be such a spoiled man. I can't stand that you and my grandchildren have to suffer because of him. I'm his mother. I'll take responsibility. I'm glad you feel that way, but I'll be fine. You have to earn your own living expenses. You buy the toys and books. But if you live in my house, you don't have to pay rent and you don't have to pay for food. I will only pay for my grandchildren's education. I might buy clothes for them sometimes, though. As long as I can be a grandmother and take care of my grandchildren, that's fine too, right? I love you, Mom. So don't worry about anything in the future. Isn't it fun to live together? I'm just excited.
What am I going to do now?
What? Why don't you just go to Disney by yourself?
I broke up with my girlfriend.
So what?
I thought you'd forgive me if I broke up with her.
I told you before, I don't need a father like you.
Well,
I'm going to charge you alimony and child support, so please keep working hard.
you're kidding.
I'm not.
My mom would pay for our kids' education.
Do you think you can afford college and a few hundred a month in child support? You are such an idiot.
You're a jerk.
Well then, we're going to have an early dinner to get ready for Disney tomorrow. Bye. You go do stargazing or whatever you want to do.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were in Montana.
Hey, can I join you guys?
Why?
It's too lonely for an old man to go to Disney by himself.
Well, I heard there are men who go to Disney alone now. You shouldn't be embarrassed at all.
But
If you don't like it, go home. I don't want to see your face.
the kids want to see me, right?
Not at all. You're the one who's always pushing me to take care of the kids. You're the kind of scum who lies to your kids and goes to Disneyland with a girl. No one would consider him a father.
Oh no.
See you later.
Hey. Mandy?
After this, I thought my husband would come to our room, but he stayed in his room overnight. The next day, he went home alone instead of going to Disney. I enjoyed Disney with my mother-in-law and children. My mother-in-law is very good with children, so I enjoyed Disney so much. I felt much better with her than with Kevin. My husband was a lousy man, but I'm very glad that I met the best mother-in-law. I heard that Kevin desperately tried to get back with his girlfriend, but he was dumped. He has been begging me to let him see his children, but I will never let him see them because it would be a bad influence on them. I will continue to do my best to raise my children with the support of my mother-in-law. Hey, what are you doing going out like that? I thought you just went to take out the trash. What were you thinking, disappearing? You're so sneaky. I don't know where you've been wandering around, but I want you back here within 10 minutes. I can't believe you just left without making me any breakfast. You're not fit to be the wife of this family. Mom, what's with this message? You finally texted back? What are you doing out playing around since this morning? You have the nerve to ignore your mother-in-law's call? I wasn't playing. I'm at work. I'm on break now so I can look at my phone. But I can't touch it during work hours, and I've put it on silent mode. What? Work? Why? I'm sorry, I don't understand your question. You know that I work, right? I work according to the calendar, and today is a weekday, a normal Tuesday. I think it would be rather crazy if I didn't go to work. You're the one who's crazy. The rule is you have to take Tuesdays off to do the housework. Huh? What is that? I've never heard about that. I just decided it. Huh? No, there's no way I can do that. Wives are supposed to follow the rules set by their mother-in-laws. If I tell you to do something, you say yes and do it happily. That is the attitude of a wife, isn't it? If I tell you to take Tuesday off from work, you have no choice but to do so. I told you I can't do that. Don't talk back to me. Anyway, leave work early and come back right now. Before you go home, go to the supermarket and get some groceries for dinner. When you get home, you will prepare my dinner, clean the bathtub and the toilet, and mop the floor. You can't just abandon your duties as a wife because of your job. It's unforgivable. It's not about being forgivable or not. It's just logistically impossible. I can't leave early today and I can't go home on time. Huh? I have to go away on business. I'm not going home today. I'm catching a flight. What? Do you think you can get away with such nonsense? It's my job. It can't be helped. I've already told my husband, Lucas. Why didn't you tell me that earlier? Even though we live together, it's a two-family household. There's no reason why I have to tell you, is there? You always do the housework on your side of the house. We have separate food and living expenses. I don't understand why you suddenly try to force me to do things you don't want to do. Every day, I take the garbage to the street that you leave on your front porch. Let's keep it at that. I'm really dumbfounded. What kind of a job is it? You're a woman. You don't do much work anyway, but you have the nerve to call it a business trip? Normally, when a woman becomes a wife, she quits her job and takes care of her family, right? And you've been married for 5 years and you still don't want to be part of the family. Here you go again. As I said before, I am in a position of some responsibility in my company. I can't just casually leave early or resign. For some reason, you just won't believe that I'm a manager. Of course I don't. It goes against common sense for a married woman to be in a managerial position. And an incompetent person like you can't possibly be in a managerial position. A woman who is overbearing to the extent that she only helps take out the trash can't possibly be good at her job. Oh, is that so? I don't want to be told by someone who leaves it to others to take out the trash at home. Shut up! Okay, I'm telling you to hurry up and quit your job. It's not like you're making much money anyway. And even if there were only one person left, the business would still run smoothly. Besides, what's more? I think the reason I don't have any grandchildren is because you are working. You are in your 30s. The older you get, the greater the risk of having a handicapped child. I absolutely hate the thought of my grandchildren being born with disabilities. You need to have a baby as soon as possible. That's why I want you to stop working. If I quit my job, I won't be able to make a decent living. Besides, I've decided not to have kids. I have my hands full with my current life, and I have no way of raising a child adequately. Well, what do you mean? You still insist that you can't live on Lucas's earnings alone? We've had this conversation over and over again, but yes, that's what I'm saying. How can that be? Oh my God, I really wonder why a woman like you came into our lives. As for me, I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around the fact that you don't believe me, even when I show you my pay stubs. Huh? My lunch break is over, so if you'll excuse me. I've arrived at the hotel. It's a budget hotel, but I hear they have a good breakfast. I'm looking forward to tomorrow morning. Oh, I'm going straight home tomorrow after the meeting. I'll be home after 4 p.m. I'll make dinner before you get home. Let me know if you have any requests.
How can you be so nonchalant after being so hurtful like that? You really disgust me.
What? Lucas? What are you talking about?
I heard you said terrible things to Mom.
What terrible things?
She said you took offense at her opinion and lashed out at her. She's your mother too, even if she's your mother-in-law. Take better care of her. Respect her more.
Oh my God. I guess that's what they say.
Huh?
I'm being told that I'm in the wrong on all counts, and that my mother-in-law can talk to me any way she wants. I don't think your mother was right. That's why I argued my point of view. I don't think I should bow down just because I was dealing with my mother-in-law.
Huh? Listen, you. It's not my mom's fault. You were embarrassed because my mom pointed it out, weren't you? That's why you took offense, right? If you honestly admit your guilt and sincerely apologize, I'll forgive you. Come on, apologize immediately.
Yes. That's enough. I can't believe I put up with this for the past 5 years.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Oh, just something I was doing here. I was checking some documents I need tomorrow. I guess there's nothing more to say.
Hey, the conversation's not over yet. Willow, today is Tuesday. I don't see you at home. You didn't go to work already, did you?
I left already. I'm going to miss my plane. I'm on a 2-day business trip starting today.
Oh, yeah. So in the end, you haven't taken off 1 day of work this month. I told you repeatedly to take Tuesday off for me. I can't believe you ignored me.
And as I told you, there's no way I can take any time off. I can't work if I have to put up with your selfishness.
Oh, is that so? If you want to play that way, then fine.
Huh?
Now's the time to apologize.
I don't think I'm at fault. I'm not going to apologize.
You will regret this.
I don't think I will. The plane's leaving. I have to go now. Good morning. I just got back from a business trip. All the furniture and dishes are gone. Just my stuff is left. And there are divorce papers on the table. What's going on?
You know what's going on. I'm divorcing you. I talked it over with Mom, and we decided to start living separately from you, so we moved out.
I see. So you're saying that your mother agrees with the separation and divorce plan? So this is what my mother-in-law was talking about. Still, I'm surprised you chose today. You knew it was our 6th wedding anniversary, didn't you?
Of course. A rude woman like you who can't even respect her husband's mother? I won't get any satisfaction without going this far. Be happy. Your wedding anniversary present is a divorce.
I'm so happy. Don't ever contact me again.
Huh?
Why are you so surprised? You should be the one celebrating. It must feel good to get a divorce from a rude woman. Did you think that I would cry and cling to you if you threatened me with divorce?
No, of course not.
No? I thought you were panicking because your life would be in jeopardy if you divorced me. I mean, seriously? How are you going to make ends meet from now on?
Huh?
Your mother doesn't work. You're going to have to support her with your earnings. What do you think about that?
Of course I'm thinking about it. My mother and I have my father's inheritance, so it doesn't matter if you're not here.
I see. Okay, I get it. Then let's get a divorce. But I'll make sure you fulfill any necessary responsibilities that come with the divorce.
Responsibility? Oh, you mean the divorce papers. I don't know what you're worried about,
but I already filled them out. All you have to do is fill them out, send them in, and that's it. I have fulfilled my last responsibility as your husband by filling out the divorce papers. Before you get all high and mighty and start accusing people, you might want to be sure. Ha ha ha. Huh? Willow, you talked to Lucas, right? So that's that. Stay away from Lucas and never bother him again. Hurry up and get the divorce and stay away from his family. If you ever harass Lucas's family or children, I will sue you. Family and children? I'm sure Lucas told you. Nancy is pregnant with Lucas's child, and she wants to get married before the baby is born. Nancy? Who's that? Oh, you don't know? Nancy is a pretty and thoughtful woman who just turned 20 years old. Since you never gave birth to a child, I arranged for Lucas to have one a month ago, in order for me to have a grandchild as soon as possible. I'm going to have to ask you to step aside so I can welcome a new wife into the family. It would be a disaster if a handicapped child were born to an old woman who is over 30 years old. Besides, Nancy is more beautiful looking than you. A cute grandchild is more worth taking care of than an ugly grandchild. Huh? A variety of your ethical standards are so strange. I don't know where to begin. Are you jealous of Nancy? Say what? Why would I be? It's humiliating to be dumped by your husband on your wedding anniversary, isn't it? But it's useless to try to do anything to Nancy. Lucas and Nancy eloped together. I'm the only one who knows where she is now. Even someone like you wouldn't be able to do anything in a million years. Why don't you go chew your cud, you old cow? Old cow? Lucas is older than me. He's 33. You're even much older, aren't you? Shut up! Why do you lack respect for your mother-in-law? I'm so glad I didn't let you have children. It would have been terrible if they grew up to be rude like their mother. Huh? I see. I'd like to ask you one thing. What? What are you going to do about your living expenses from now on? What? If we divorce, it means you can no longer rely on my earnings. I don't know if Nancy, whose name you just mentioned, is working. She's still a college student. She's not working. Wow, she is a college student? So the three of you will be living on Lucas's earnings alone. And in a few months, there will be 4 of you to take care of. Yeah, I guess so. Are you sure you can handle it? Of course we will be fine. After all, Lucas's monthly income is double yours. We will be able to live without any problems at all. What? Lucas doesn't make that much money. What are you talking about? The pay stub you showed me before, Willow? You said your take-home pay was about $4,000. Lucas said he makes twice that, so that means he earns $8,000 a month. That's the opposite. Reverse? I make twice as much as he does. What? Let me put it in a simple way. It is correct that my take-home pay is $4,000 per month. Lucas earns about half of that. That means $2,000 per month. Huh? You live in 2 households, but under the same roof, and you didn't notice? Your son has been moving from job to job. In the 5 years since we have been married, he's left and changed jobs 8 times. 8 times in 5 years? The longest job he had was a little over a year. The shortest one, he quit in a day. How can his salary go up that way? Why does he quit his job so quickly? I think it's because he's spoiled. What do you mean? Almost all the reasons for quitting, it seems, are human-related. When I ask him about the details, He told me that he always quits because he gets into a fight with an employee. In the worst cases, they even grabbed each other and fought. He even had to pay compensation to the other person once. I don't understand, but it's not my son's fault. He must have been bullied or mistreated at work. Then he has every right to be angry. I don't know what's really going on, but it's hard to imagine that he's being bullied at every company he's ever worked at. Of course, there's bound to be some interpersonal conflict when you're working someplace. But to leave a company on the first day of work after a fight, it's just too strange. I think it's more reasonable to assume that Lucas had a problem and that he was the one who started the fight.
Oh no, is that true?
If you're curious, why don't you ask Lucas? I don't know if he's going to tell you the truth. I've been told not to tell you about this for a long time. Maybe he knew he was embarrassing himself by moving from job to job. I don't know why he fights, even though he knows there's a problem. He's got so bad that I suggested he go to a professional. I'm not sick. Don't treat me like I'm handicapped. He was so mad at me. I haven't said anything since then.
That's a lie. My son might have a disability. That's not true, right?
I don't know if he has a disability, but he can't keep a job.
Oh no.
Anyway, due to circumstances, we were living on my salary. So having a child was nothing but a distant dream. When I was newlywed, I wanted to have children too. Even though I didn't have money when I was young, I kept thinking that when I got older and could afford it. I kept thinking about it, and before I knew it, 5 years had passed. I once thought that we could manage if we saved money from my earnings. But I thought that a life where my husband had to quit his job every time he had a fight would be too unstable and haphazard, and I couldn't raise a child in good faith. If something goes wrong again, and there's an incident where someone gets hurt, I wouldn't want that to affect the child. After much consideration, I had decided not to have children.
Wait a minute. If that's true, why did Lucas divorce you, the breadwinner? Even though he has Nancy in his life, that's not a very smart thing to do.
According to the text from Lucas just now, he boldly said that he'll be fine because of the inheritance left by his father.
Huh? Inheritance? There was never an inheritance.
Yeah, right? Your husband was a big spender. So at first I thought he was trying to get me to listen to him by hinting divorce. But it seems that wasn't the case. Lucas really believes he has an inheritance.
How could that be?
Anyway, why don't you and Lucas talk about it face to face? It seems that you two overestimate each other's importance and depend on each other. The result is a critical lack of effective communication.
Hey, Willow. I got some kind of strange mail. Content certified mail? A letter? There are some weird pictures in it, but what's going on?
What's going on? You know what's going on. It's a demand for compensation and photographic evidence of your affair.
What? What do you mean affair? I'm not cheating on you.
Are you still saying that? You really can't communicate with your mother, can you?
Huh?
Nancy, right? You've been cheating with her for a month.
Why do you think that?
Your mother told me everything.
What?
Even if she didn't, I thought something suspicious was going on. That's why I started gathering evidence long ago. It's like you decided to let young Nancy have the baby because I wouldn't make a baby. Have you ever thought about why I don't want to have children? It's because you can't raise a child properly with your low salary and lack of responsibility. I don't think Nancy is a normal 20-year-old college student when she's trying to have a baby with a 33-year-old man. Your mother seems to have encouraged you to make a baby. You're going to have a hard time from now on.
Damn.
By the way, I'm going to demand compensation from Nancy too.
Huh? Why?
It's a matter of course. She was cheating with my husband. I mean, Didn't you guys move into the same place? Since I filed the claims at the same time, the mail addressed to Nancy should have arrived together.
How the hell do you know where we live? We ran off to a place where no one would find us.
I told you I was collecting evidence. I had a detective find out the address for me.
How could you? We were taking all the latest precautions.
The detective followed your mother in and out of that house as if it were nothing.
Mother again.
It's tough when you have a fool in the family, isn't it? I've asked my lawyer to take care of everything else. We are strangers now. Bye.
Willow, wait a minute. To tell you the truth, I'm being sued by Nancy for compensation too.
What?
I thought my father's inheritance was substantial. I told Nancy that, but I found out that he didn't have a penny. She wants me to pay her for tricking her into getting pregnant. Nancy's father was furious, saying it was outrageous to touch a college student. Nancy is being taken back to her parents' house, and things are already in shambles.
You brought this upon yourself. It's because you cheated with Nancy.
I really thought I had an inheritance too, you know. I was just mistaken.
So?
Huh?
That story has nothing to do with me.
But you feel a little sorry for me, don't you? Please, help me.
I can't. I'm going to live in England.
Huh? England?
A while ago, the company approached me about an overseas posting, or at least hinted at it, and I was worried about it. But you and your mother told me you were divorcing me and moved out. Thanks to that, I was able to make up my mind.
Huh?
So, I'm divorced, so I'm accepting the offer of the overseas assignment. I said yes today.
What?
If you're a single person, would you be willing to take a permanent posting if you're prepared to live there permanently? I was asked and I said yes. I think I'll only come back to the States for a periodic visit.
Don't tell me you've already done the paperwork.
Yeah, the day after you left, I filed it. I'm asking for alimony because of the divorce. Are you stupid?
No way. They said there's no inheritance from my dad, which I was counting on. How are my mom and I supposed to live?
I don't know about that. If you don't think your own salary is enough, why don't you ask your mother to work part-time?
You mean ask my mother to do something like that?
Of course.
I don't want to. It's disgusting.
Having a sense of what's disgusting, I wonder how you got into this mess. You should ask yourself that question. You and your mother will never change until you figure it out. The father of Lucas's mistress, Nancy, was an executive at a company. Having a lot of money, he got a competent lawyer and called out Lucas. Nancy claimed that she was a victim of Lucas's lying, and she seems to have successfully won the compensation. Lucas can no longer live on his current job salary. He should have been working more diligently, but he took a chance and got involved in a forex trading and lost a lot of money. He was so deep in debt that he and his mother disappeared somewhere together. Keith, what's going on?
Huh? What's wrong, Mandy? We're traveling together. And you are texting me?
I thought we were going on a trip as a couple. Why am I being left alone?
What are you talking about? We are on the same train.
We're sitting way too far apart. Also, why are your parents here?
What's wrong with my parents?
This trip was supposed to be in place of our honeymoon. We were too busy with work right after we got married.
Well, that was the plan at first. Dad and Mom wanted to come with us. I don't see why we can't bring them. It's more fun with more people. We're going on a family vacation this time.
If you're going to make it a family trip with a bunch of people, I should have brought my parents too.
That's not how it works.
Why not?
You are my wife now. You and your parents aren't family anymore.
Of course we are. Marriage doesn't change the fact that we're family. And the train we're on now, you guys are sitting together in the premium seats. Why do I have to sit alone in a different car? Why did you kick me out? I'm the only one not allowed to sit in the premium.
I don't have a choice. My mom needs a seat for two. Don't complain about every little thing.
I don't understand why you and I are seated separately.
You're lucky you got to sit. It's a crowded train.
You know, I feel so empty being alone in the middle of nowhere. You guys are chatting and smiling.
We can do things together once we get off the train.
I don't understand why we are here with your parents in the first place. We were supposed to be on a trip alone.
Don't you like my father and mother?
It's not that I don't like them.
Then why don't you just go on vacation with them? Mom wanted us to move in with them, but we wanted to have our own place. This trip is a way of apologizing and showing our appreciation.
Look, that's not what I'm talking about. I wanted to enjoy this trip with just you.
I enjoy it more with Mom and Dad.
What?
Isn't it great to be able to come on a trip with parents you don't normally see?
I mean, they're only a 15-minute drive away. You visit them all the time.
Whatever the case, you're already here with them, so don't complain now. We can always take a trip again.
We've been too busy. We finally made it happen this time. We had to work so hard to take these days off. If we miss this opportunity, I don't know when we'll be able to go.
Then why don't you quit your job?
Huh?
You're the one who chose to keep working after we got married. That's why we couldn't make it happen.
I can't quit my job so easily. Do you know how hard I worked to get the job I have now?
That's it.
What?
You became my wife, and all you do is assert yourself like that. That's why Mom and Dad hate you. I don't know if you think you're a superwoman or what. Don't be a snob just because you get paid more than I do.
I'm not.
Nope. I know why you are still working. You want me to realize the fact that you make more.
Wow. I don't know what to say to you.
Mandy, will you please stop this? You've been complaining about Keith for a while now. You're ruining our fun family vacation.
Marge, have you been reading all my texts?
I had a look at all of them.
I can't believe you snooped on his phone.
That's not a very nice thing to say. Keith was the one who showed it to me. He told me you've been complaining a lot.
I see. Well, I don't mind if you read them.
Oh, so you're just going to be like that? You're still the same cocky wife. What's wrong with us coming along on this trip? You've got a chance to show some appreciation. You should be grateful.
Show some appreciation?
That's right. You and Keith, we supported you guys a lot.
I wonder if that's true. I don't know about Keith, but I don't remember you taking care of me.
What?
We're the ones taking care of you guys. We help you guys with cleaning, shopping, etc. And we send $1,500 every month.
I get so frustrated when I talk to you. I'd like to end this now. I'll make this short.
What do you mean?
You know what? We have one room reserved, so you're going to have to stay outside.
What? Wait a minute. Didn't you guys get a room?
I was going to do so. After all, it was too late that we couldn't reserve one. Keith also tried to get us a reservation, but all the rooms were full.
Oh no. So, what are you going to do? You mean the three of us are staying in a twin room? That's what I meant. Keith negotiated with the hotel. They put an extra bed in the twin room so that the three of us can stay in a twin room. Huh? But 4 people in a twin room would be too many. I can't do anything about this. Please stay somewhere else. It was supposed to be my trip. I'll be left out again, won't I? Oh, Keith says he'd be okay with that too. He's happy to be able to spend some time with us. If you can't find a hotel, why don't you stay at a hostel or something? Don't regret it. Huh? No, it's nothing.
Mandy, I think Mom told you, but find yourself a hotel tonight.
I'm stunned. You guys are showing each other your texts.
We are family. I don't mind showing my texts. They say you were sassy to talk to them like that. Both Mom and Dad were unhappy.
Okay. Then I'll just do whatever I want by myself during this trip.
What?
You're prioritizing your mother and father. That means you don't want to hang out with me, right?
No, it's just that the train and the hotel happen to be separate. We'll meet on the platform when we get off the train. And then we'll just check into the hotel, right?
You know, what's the point of meeting up on the platform if we're going to be staying at different hotels?
Then you will be alone. I feel sorry for you.
You don't need to worry about that.
Oh, come on. Don't be so angry. We're staying in different places. We'll meet up somewhere in the morning and go sightseeing together. It's a family trip, right?
It was supposed to be our trip.
We'll just do it another time.
That's enough. My head is starting to hurt.
Huh?
Anyway, don't worry about me.
Mandy?
I'm sure your parents are reading this anyway. Bye.
What? Mandy, where did you go? I just went to check your seat and you weren't there. Don't tell me you got off the train. Hey, pick up the phone. I'm calling so many times. What the hell? Why are you so mad at me? Don't tell me you got off the train. We're on a fun family vacation today. You're so selfish. Are you ignoring me? Okay, whatever. If you're going to be so stubborn, I'll have fun with my mom and dad. Hey Mandy, I'm home now. We went sightseeing and the spa. I enjoyed this trip with my parents. Are you out somewhere? I haven't heard from you since you said you were going by yourself. Maybe you're still traveling alone?
Hi, Keith.
Ah, finally got a reply. I got some gifts for you. Hurry up and come home.
I'm not going home.
Huh? What are you talking about? Are you still upset about the hotel? You'd better not. I'll take you on a trip sometime soon.
Soon? What are you talking about?
What?
I'm all done.
Huh? Hey, wait a minute. Your stuff is missing from home.
Oh, you finally noticed.
Don't tell me you ran away from home.
I didn't want to be with you.
No. You're overreacting. Don't be so stubborn, just come home.
Overreacting? We planned this trip as a married couple's getaway. Not only did you bring your mother and father without permission, you made me sit by myself on the train. Then, you made me stay at a different hotel. I don't think I'm overreacting.
I just want you to realize something.
What?
I brought Mom and Dad along for a reason.
A reason?
To make you realize your position as my wife.
What?
You're my wife, but you make more money than I do. You're not even fulfilling the role of a wife.
What's the wife's role?
To serve me and my parents.
What? What era are you from?
Look, I'm the oldest son. Mom and Dad expect me to have a son. And you're too busy working, you don't want to have kids at all.
That's none of their business to decide if we want kids or not. We agreed that we won't have kids for a while because we're both busy with work.
But I really wanted to have children as soon as possible. Mom and Dad want to see their grandchildren too. You're my wife now. You should listen to my parents.
Huh.
Mom and Dad are trying to fix your sassy personality. They're trying their best to make you a suitable wife for our family. Do you understand?
And you're in favor of this educate the wife thing, aren't you?
Yes, I do. You're too sassy. I'd like my parents to educate you for our future.
What do you mean by sassy? What do you want me to do? I'm your wife, so I shouldn't be working. I'm your wife, so I shouldn't make more money than you do. I'm your wife, so I should obey you. I'm your wife, so I should give birth to your son. Like this?
That's right. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I don't get it.
What?
I make more money than you because I'm in a job that has high income potential. Also, I'm putting in the effort to match it. They say I don't listen to you, but they tell me to stop working or to come and do housework on my days off. They demand for money every month and tell me to give birth to an heir as soon as possible. That's just unreasonable.
What's wrong with you? You became a part of my family.
It doesn't matter anymore. I'm not your wife anymore.
What?
I'm back at my parents' house now.
What? Your parents' house?
It means you and I are getting a divorce.
Divorce?
Yes. You should go back to your parents' house. You can live with your mommy and daddy.
Going back to my parents? What do you mean?
Can you pay for the apartment on your own?
Well,
I've been paying all the rent until now, but I don't live there anymore. I don't have to pay rent anymore, right?
damn it. Suit yourself. I'll divorce you if you insist. I'm getting rid of you. I'm going to live happily with my mom and dad.
Mandy, I heard from Keith. Are you divorcing my son? I heard you moved out. I won't allow you to divorce without our permission. I won't allow you to do anything selfish. You're making a big fuss over the little things. You are my son's wife. You should go back home. I don't want to. I don't want to be married to an idiot who totally ruins my vacation. I am divorcing him no matter what. How dare you talk to me like that? You belong to my family. I don't. What did my son do to you? He just wanted to do something nice to us, that's all. Something nice to you? I know he wanted to educate me, and all of you agreed to do that. I know everything. You and your husband wanted me to become a suitable wife. That? Yes. We're trying to educate you to be a suitable wife for our family and be worthy of being our daughter-in-law. Your son told me the same thing. Yes. But that's just bullying and harassing. That's why I'm divorcing Keith. You three will get along.
The three of us? What do you mean?
Didn't he tell you? He can't pay the rent for the apartment on his salary. I'm sure he'll eventually come back to live with you guys.
Oh, I see. Well, okay. I don't mind if he moves back home. He should get rid of a cocky wife like you. It's more fun to live with us at home.
Of course, I'll stop sending money.
Huh? I don't need your money. It was Keith who used to send us money every month, wasn't it? If he comes back to our house, he's going to pay for our living expenses.
I was the one sending you money every month.
Huh? That's not true. The money was always transferred in Keith's name.
Yes, he made the transfers, but the $1,500 was from my money. My income is much higher than his. You know that, don't you?
I knew that, but...
He has a lot of pride. He wanted to pretend he was the one sending money home.
That's
so funny. You can't live without my income. You're asking me to quit my job? Well, but from now on, good luck to you and your son.
Wait a minute. Divorce is fine, but can you keep sending me money?
If I divorce Keith, we're strangers. I don't owe you anything to send money to someone else's house.
But...
I'll have my lawyer proceed with the divorce. Goodbye.
Wait! Mandy, please! Mandy, can we talk? I have something I want to talk to you about. You're supposed to be off work today, right? Please, pick up the phone.
Hi, I'm at the store and can't answer the phone right now. What do you want?
What store?
I can't talk right now.
Can we live together again? I can't live without you, and neither can my mother. I'm sorry I left you out of our trip. I know I told you to quit your job and listen to my mother. I'm sorry I said those horrible things. Can we talk?
I'm sorry. I won't be able to contact you anymore.
Huh?
I'm at a cell phone shop right now. I'm going to sign a new contract and change my phone number and everything.
Oh, hey.
Oh, and just so you know, there's no point in barging into my parents' house. I've already moved into my new place. My father's going on a business trip overseas, and my mother's going with him, so they'll be gone for a while.
Wait, please, let me talk.
Well, you won't be able to text me or call me now. Bye.
Mandy, wait. Don't abandon me.
Keith tried to get in touch with me. He went around asking all the relatives and friends he could think of for my contact information. Rumors that he and his in-laws were harassing me had already spread everywhere. He was not able to get any information from anyone. Both Keith and his parents were living on my income. After the divorce, of course, they were in financial trouble. Keith never recovered from the shock of the divorce. He left his job. Now they are living in an old house with Keith's parents' pension money. They are living in miserable poverty. I, on the other hand, am enjoying my life in a newly rented apartment. I'm now able to spend the money I earn freely. I plan to go on a trip with my good friends the next time I have a vacation.
Kelly, I'm sorry to have disturbed you earlier.
Not at all. Please come visit us anytime.
It was a lovely house.
I'm glad to hear that.
I'm so envious, since you're able to live in that high-rise at such a young age. That's extravagant for you.
Huh? No, it's nothing. Anyway, I'll never get out of my old house. Don't say that. It's a precious house that your husband built for you. I'm sure it holds many memories that money can't buy. That's true. But still, it's amazing that your parents are the company's president.
I beg your pardon?
Because they can buy a high-rise without much effort. After all, the company's president is the best.
Well, it's my father and I'm proud of him.
I see.
I've been through a lot myself.
But to be given a house like this? That means that Kenny is now a member of the family.
What do you mean?
Someone will eventually take over your father's company, right?
That's right.
Normally, a child would take over.
Not necessarily.
I was just wondering who would take over since you are the only daughter. But the fact that they recognize Kenny as a family member means that he might take over, right? I'm sure your father will agree.
That's hard to say.
Why?
I've never talked about that with my father. I'm sure my father will do his best as the current president for the time being. I haven't heard anything about him retiring from his current position.
But there's still a possibility. I'm getting excited just thinking about it.
Why are you excited?
Because wouldn't it be a dream come true for my son to be the president of a big company? Maybe the day I start to live in a high-rise won't be far off.
What are you talking about?
Nothing in particular.
I think you're being too paranoid. Besides, my father is still very healthy, so I don't think he's thinking about retiring.
I don't think so. Kelly, I'm so sorry to bother you again today. Thanks for the delicious cake. I'm disappointed that I didn't get to meet Kenny.
Sorry for that. He's been away a lot lately, even on my days off. I haven't been able to see him either.
Really? Maybe he's starting to realize that he's the one who's going to take over the company.
What did you say?
Kenny is aware that he's going to be the next president of the company.
What makes you think so?
Because we were talking about it today.
Huh? About what?
I heard it.
What do you mean?
When I was in the bathroom, you got an incoming call on your phone, right?
Yes.
I heard your voice at that time.
Did I say something?
I didn't hear the other party's voice, but I think you were saying that someone is taking over the company.
Was I?
Don't pretend as if you know nothing. I heard you saying that one of the relatives might take over the company.
Did you hear that?
Yes, I heard you. There are only a limited number of relatives, aren't there?
It's either me, Kenny, or my cousin.
Right? Kenny is the only one I can think of. Since you're a woman, the employees won't respect you and you'll end up destroying your father's company that he worked so hard to build up.
What are you talking about? Don't be rude.
After all, Kenny is going to take over the company, right? Isn't that why he's giving up his days off to go around solving problems?
I don't think so, but I can't say anything about that.
Why not?
It's still the company's secret, so I can't tell you even though you're my mother-in-law. I haven't talked about that with Kenny either.
Well, but Kenny is the one who's going to take over the company. When you bought the high-rise, your father approved. So that means your father trusts Kenny.
I can't say anything about that, because as an employee, I have to abide by the company rules too.
I'm pretty sure.
Excuse me?
No, it's nothing. I'm just talking to myself.
Ruth, can I talk to you?
What's wrong?
I've got a big package in front of my house.
Oh, it arrived already? That was quick. What is this package? Oh, you don't have to worry about it. It's an enormous amount of luggage, so it's obvious that I'm worried. Can you keep it until tomorrow? I appreciate your cooperation on that. Well, I don't mind to keep those, but still, there's a lot of luggage. By the way, I met Kenny today. Seriously? You met him? I didn't know. Really? He hasn't gone home yet? No, he hasn't. So did he tell you anything? Well, I guess he said something. What did he say? Why are you asking me that? I didn't know you were meeting him today. So I thought maybe you had something to talk about. You'll find out tomorrow. Tomorrow? Anyway, please take care of my stuff until tomorrow. Hi, Kelly. Thanks for taking care of my luggage. You're welcome. Yesterday, I met Kenny and he gave me the key to this high-rise. What do you mean by that? I called Kenny a week ago and he said he's decided to take over your father's company. What? I don't understand. Oh, come on. I don't know if it's a company secret or anything like that, but keeping it to yourself is just not fair. Did you hear that from Kenny? That's right. I'm so proud of him. He's always been brilliant and diligent. I have no doubt that he's the best candidate to take over the company. Ruth, isn't that a misunderstanding? I asked Kenny, so it can't be a misunderstanding. Could it be that you were planning to take over? I guess your father couldn't rely on a woman like you after all. That's why he decided to let Kenny be his successor. Did Kenny say he's going to take over the company? Yes, he did. Now this big company belongs to my son. Since you're no longer needed, I want you to divorce Kenny. What are you talking about selfishly? Kenny will live in this high-rise if he's the next company's president. So I'm going to ask you to leave. Huh? Is that why you sent those luggages? Oh yes, I decided to move in. I'm sure Kenny will have a lot of things to do before taking over the company. So I'd better stay with him. Which means you are no longer needed. Did Kenny really say that? That's unbelievable. I'm not lying. In fact, I got the key yesterday. I can't have you doing such a selfish thing. It's my house too. Kenny told me about you. He said that you've been going to your parents' house where your father lives most of the time. You hardly ever came back to this high-rise. What? Did Kenny tell you that too? Yes. He lamented about it. He said you hardly ever came home. He said he had trouble eating his meals, doing his laundry, and taking out the trash. Did he really say that? I'm telling you the truth. That's just disgusting. Your father has spoiled you too. He let his married daughter go back to the family home and disrespect her husband? What? Well, Kenny has to take over the company anyway, so I guess he couldn't disobey your father. Poor him. He's been putting up with you for a long time, but now that he's decided to take over this big company, he wants to take the opportunity to divorce you. Divorce? Yes. From now on, I'll support my son who's taking over the company. You know what? I think that's a big misunderstanding. And that's not the only thing you misunderstood. What do you mean? You don't know anything about your son, do you? Huh? That cheeky way of talking makes me angry. Let me explain one by one. Kenny hasn't been home for about 6 months now. What are you talking about? It's you who haven't come home, right? No, it's the opposite. What are you talking about? Kenny is having an affair. Adultery? That's impossible. He never said that. Of course he wouldn't say he was having an affair. Because of my father's company, He begged me several times to get back together with me, but he never came back.
Are you kidding me?
When he stopped coming to work, my father became furious and fired Kenny.
Fired?
Normally, if the daughter's husband has an affair and doesn't come home, parents would be angry, right? So the truth is, Kenny is not even the company's employee now.
That's a lie. I don't believe you. Kenny said he's going to take over that big company.
Do you know where he is now?
I don't know. I thought he was back at the high-rise.
Even you have no idea where he is now. I know he's with the woman he's having an affair with. So I was surprised to hear that you met him yesterday.
What? If that's the case, I should have taken him back to the high-rise.
I don't think that's gonna work.
Why not?
This high-rise was sold to me by a friend of my father's at a very reasonable price, and I paid for it in a lump sum. I can't let Kenny, who betrayed me, enter this house.
You paid in a lump sum?
Yes, indeed. I was a workaholic until I met Kenny, so I had a lot of savings. I'm not good at paying in installments, so I paid in one lump sum.
I wonder how much you have saved that you were able to afford a high rise.
My father trained me quite well at work. After I became managing director early on, my income increased, but I was so busy with work that I didn't have time to spend it.
You're a managing director? That means that you'll be in charge of owning the company in the future, right?
I don't know about that. My father is still very active. As for the future, I really don't know either.
I didn't realize you're a board member.
I'm still learning a lot in my job. By the way, I'm sorry to tell you this, but Kenny and I are already divorced.
What? That caught me off guard.
Kenny sent me the divorce papers unilaterally. We couldn't even discuss that. By that time, I had no love for him anymore. I filled in my name, etc., and delivered it to the authorities.
You're lying, aren't you? Is that true? You're lying because you don't want me to live in the high-rise, right?
Unfortunately, I'm telling you the truth. It's been more than half a year since Kenny stopped coming home. How can our marriage last in such condition?
Well, so that day when you treated me cake, Kenny wasn't coming home?
That's right. Back then, I was trying to get back together with him somehow too. So at that time, I told you that lately he's been away a lot, even on his days off.
Oh no. So what's going to happen to me now?
Well, for now, you need to get your stuff out of the high-rise.
What? I've sent them all this way, but you want me to carry them out again?
Kenny and I are already divorced. That means you and I are strangers. It's outrageous to keep someone else's belongings and let the person live in your house.
You can't just do that to me. Where do you want me to go?
Go back to your parents' house or find a new one.
My parents' house? That house is gone.
What? Why?
Because Kenny said that we should sell it.
Why?
We were moving to the high-rise, so we don't need it anymore. And for that, he wants me to help pay for the high-rise.
No kidding, so you paid him?
Yes. I don't know what to do, Kelly.
No matter how you put it, you were completely deceived. In the first place, I already paid for this townhouse. I'm sure that the money went to fund Kenny's life with his adulterous partner.
No way. Then does that mean I lost my house and my money too?
That's what it means.
What am I going to do? I sent those luggages with the intention of living here. Where am I supposed to go then?
Looks like you're in trouble. You can't get in touch with Kenny?
That's the thing. When I called him last night, I couldn't get through to him. And his WhatsApp account has disappeared for some reason.
Apparently to him, you're just merely a financial supporter. He took advantage of your misunderstanding. Your son took everything from you. Oh no, boo-hoo! Nothing will change if you cry like that. You won't get your house and your money back. It was a mistake to trust your son. He's not the kind of boy who would lie. And to deceive me to get money, it's like a crime. Yes, I think he has changed. He isn't the man you knew. I didn't know about that. It's your fault. Kenny cheated behind your back because you're not taking a good care of him. That may be so. It's too late now. Kenny was a kind-hearted person. Even within the company, he was able to treat his employees kindly. But maybe he felt pressured because of his kindness? What do you mean? The rumor said that he got married to the president's daughter, which is true. So the upper management expected him to play an active role in the company. On top of that, you told him to take over the company. Maybe he just couldn't bear the pressure and decided to run away. I don't think so. You should have supported him more. That's right. But I guess I didn't realize it. What? Do you think that makes it forgivable? If that's the case, I'm sorry, but that's not a good reason to cheat on me, right? If he has a problem, he should have talked to me first. That's just your excuse. It's not too late to do something about it. That's impossible. Why is it impossible? I told you before, didn't I? We're already divorced. I'm already a stranger to you and Kenny. I won't go through all the trouble for you who are strangers to me. Kenny cheated on you because of your own fault. I don't know what really happened because I'm only imagining. After all, I haven't met Kenny nowadays. No matter what the reason is, if he doesn't come home, doesn't show his face, and doesn't answer the phone, there's nothing I can do to help. I have no intention of living with someone like him. Huh? Then what should I do? That's up to you. Because I don't have a house and money. What do you want me to do? I can't help you. I'm a stranger now. There's nothing I can do. That's terrible. I'm your ex-mother-in-law. Don't you want to help me or at least find me a place to live? No, I don't. Because you tried to take over my high-rise. You sent a bunch of stuff to me without my consent. That's insane. Then while I'm taking care of those luggages, can't you let me stay here for a while? Of course I'll leave when I find a place to live. I'm afraid I can't do that. Why not? I've decided to sell the high-rise. What? Why? That high-rise was originally Kenny's favorite property. He said that he wanted to live there in the past. He sounds just like you, doesn't he? Huh? So, as I explained earlier, I paid for the high-rise in a lump sum. But now, I have nothing but painful memories. So I've decided to sell it in order to renew my mind from now on. That's why I need you to get your stuff out of the high-rise within a week. I'll be counting on you. 1 week? How can I do that? That's impossible. Can't you give me an extension? 1 week is the deadline the real estate agency gave me, so I can't extend it. Well then, have that agency find me a room. That's fine, but you'll have to pay for it yourself. I told you that I don't have the money, didn't I? I don't care. If you can't pay the rent, then I can't help you find a room. Please rely on others and do it on your own. Boo-hoo! Kelly, please be nice to me and do something about it. Please, I have nowhere to go. There's no use crying on the phone. It's because you trusted your son and misunderstood him. There must have been many things you thought were strange when you talked to Kenny, but you couldn't see through that, so it can't be helped. Please, don't be so cold. I can't help you, so find a place to go somehow. And please leave within a week. Don't say that. Please help me. Don't you feel sorry for me since I'm being abandoned by my son? I'm a stranger to you now. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait, Kelly! After that, Ruth continued to live in the high rise. The real estate agent scolded her a lot and kicked her out. At that time, she finally handed over the key. Well, I feel sorry for her because she is a victim too. But it was her own son, so she had no choice. The worst is her son Kenny. He cheated his mother out of money and has been missing ever since. I'm a little worried about the future of this mother and son. Anyway, I don't care what happens to him because he is a stranger now. As for me, my father has officially announced that I will be the next president of the company. From now on, I will work harder to improve myself in order to become the president of the company that my father has brought up, so that he will be proud of me.
Honey, I'm heading home now. Can we have steak for dinner tonight?
Steak? Why all of a sudden?
Is there a problem with that? I'm exhausted from work and really want some hearty meat.
I see. But I'm sorry. I've already prepared dinner. We're having salmon steak tonight.
What? Ugh, salmon again? I'm so tired of it. I really want red meat.
I want it too, but I got the salmon at half price at the supermarket today.
Ugh, come on. I'm out working hard every day to make money. You need to prepare more filling meals or I'll lose the motivation to work.
I know you do, but I work too, you know. Besides, we need to save money.
Ugh, seriously? That again? We can live normally without being so stingy.
Yeah, if we didn't have any debt.
Oh.
You've had debt since we got married, and you couldn't pay it off alone. So now, I'm helping out, remember?
That's true. But the debt will be paid off soon, right? Can't we splurge a little then?
It hasn't paid off yet, and we haven't been able to save anything while repaying it. Even after the debt is gone, we'll still need to save.
So, you're saying I have to keep eating crappy meals?
You don't have to be so mean. I'm doing my best to cook with a limited budget.
It doesn't matter how hard you try if the food still tastes bad.
Eric, what's gotten into you? You've never complained about my cooking before.
I've always been unhappy. I've just been holding it in. I really want to eat meat every day. But all you make is boring, healthy food. How long have you been a housewife anyway?
But we have to save money. Plus, a diet centered on fish and vegetables is healthier.
Come on, I'm still in my 30s with lots of energy. I'm not some health freak trying to be fit. And there are plenty of people who serve meat while saving money, you know. Not only that, but with an appealing men's menu too. Your cooking is so plain, it kills my appetite.
You seem to know a lot about this.
That's because there are housewives who can do it. Ugh, you're slow and never improve.
Then why don't you cook?
Huh? What nonsense are you saying?
We both work, so you can cook too. Our budget is $400 a month. With rising prices, do you know how hard it is to make 3 meals a day with that? We're saving money because of your debt.
You knew I had it when we got married.
But you said it was a student loan. Actually, it was that and gambling debt. And gambling debt was bigger. You gambled so much you couldn't pay the bills. If you hate saving money, you should have quit playing cards.
Shut up. I've stopped it now, haven't I? You wouldn't understand. But once you lose, you want to win it back. Do you really think you can just shift the blame onto me? I never asked you to repay my debt.
What?
You wanted to save for a child, so you offered to help me. I didn't ask you to do it.
That's true, but...
Then stop whining about it. I've been holding back all this time. I didn't want you to lose it and stop paying off the debt. But being with you is stressful for me.
Stressful?
Don't talk to me like I'm an idiot. I'm tired of you belittling me. I'm going to get back to you.
I've never belittled you. I thought we were working hard together to pay off the debt. And even though we both work, I've been doing most of the housework. I know you're not good at it.
You're the one doing it on your own. If you don't like it, don't do it.
It doesn't work like that. Who would make the meals? If we buy ready-made food or eat out, we'll go over budget.
You see, you're cooking because you want to. It's got nothing to do with me. Anyway, make steak for dinner tonight.
I can't just change the menu suddenly. I'll make it tomorrow, so please, have salmon tonight.
Ugh, whatever. I'm eating out tonight then.
Eating out?
I'm using the money I earned, so there's no problem.
Ugh.
I'm going to have a 1-pound steak. You can eat your salmon alone.
Honey, what's going on? I just came home from work and most of your stuff is gone. Did you suddenly get sent on a long business trip or something?
Oh, just to confirm, today's the day the debt is paid off, right?
Yeah, it's been deducted from the account today. Why?
Woohoo! It's over between us.
What do you mean?
Just what I said. We're getting a divorce.
Is it because I finished paying off your debt?
Exactly. I wanted to divorce you a long time ago. I held off until the debt was paid. Oh God, this feels so good. Now, my stressful life with you is finally over.
So that's why your stuff is gone.
Yup. I'm not coming back to that house. Once the divorce is finalized, we're officially done.
Listen, Eric. Can you reconsider the divorce?
Why?
I might have been on edge, trying to pay off the debt quickly. I wanted to have kids and was worried about my age. But now the debt is paid, we can let loose a little. I'll make your favorite foods. Can't we try again?
There's no way we're getting back together. I'm going to marry Amy.
Amy? My sister?
That's right. Your sister.
Wait a minute. You've been seeing her?
I only got close to her recently. When I met your family for the first time, I thought she was hot, but couldn't get her contact info. But the other day, she suddenly emailed me. She says she finally broke up with her boyfriend and wanted to go out with me.
Boyfriend? She had a boyfriend?
Why not? She's so hot, unlike you. She's an actress, you know?
Huh? An actress?
Yeah. You're her sister, so you should know, right? Well, she's not super famous yet. But she's so gorgeous that she'll probably hit it big someday. But her ex-boyfriend is a real problem. He told her to pay up if she wanted to break up. Poor Amy got involved with a weird guy.
Wait. Don't tell me you gave her money.
Of course. Who else would protect her? That guy threatened to spread her private photos if she didn't pay. It's a small price to pay to cut ties with him. Plus, she says she'll marry me.
While I'd been paying off your debt, you were giving money to her? even though we were already tight on money? And now you want a divorce because you're marrying her? This is messed up.
Since I first saw her, I've always thought she was out of my league. But now she says she'll marry me. If I can be with her, money doesn't matter.
Unbelievable.
Anyway, I'm divorcing you to marry Amy. I don't need you as an ATM anymore. Thanks for everything up till now.
I'm going to contact her.
Wait. You're not going to try and stop her from marrying me, are you? Don't meddle. Don't ruin your sister's happiness.
Don't worry. I'm just going to confirm something.
Thanks for agreeing to the divorce, Lori. I'm glad you're such an understanding woman. I thought you'd put up more of a fight since you wanted kids with me. I can marry Amy soon.
I'm glad we're divorcing too. Clinging to a man like you is foolish.
Come on, no need to act tough. You probably don't want to be without me and are crying alone right now, aren't you?
Not a single tear, actually.
Whatever. I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'm going to marry an actress and show her off to everyone.
You might want to reconsider that.
For her sake, maybe I shouldn't. But I want to brag about her. Thanks to you paying off my debt, my life is great. Now I get to marry your beautiful sister and be done with you.
I don't have a sister.
What? What are you talking about? Are you so shocked that I left you that you've lost your mind? You have a hot sister named Amy.
Technically, I do have a sister named Amy, but she's not an actress.
Huh? What do you mean?
My sister Amy is married and has 2 kids.
No way. Married? A mom?
Her husband is a CEO of an IT company and they live in a big house.
What?
I thought it was impossible when you said you were with Amy. She's still in love with her husband, and she'd never cheat.
Oh, wait, what's going on? I can't make sense of this.
Who says she was an actress? Her?
Yeah, she says so.
How did you first get in contact with her? Do you still have the initial messages?
It started with an email and then moved to texts. She contacted me saying, "I'm your sister, it's been a while." So I replied, "Hey Amy, long time no see."
So you gave her name first.
Now that you mention it, I did.
And then?
She said she was working as an actress. I was surprised since she was an office worker when I first met her. But I thought it wasn't strange for someone as beautiful as her to become an actress.
Didn't that seem odd to you?
Wait a minute. Am I being scammed?
Do you think there's another explanation?
But she said she would marry me. So I transferred money to her. All $5,000 I won with blackjack.
You said you quit gambling, but that was a lie, huh? And you hid the winnings from me.
I saved it for emergencies. Dang it. I saved that $5,000 bit by bit, and now it's taken.
Not taken. You transferred it yourself.
I can't believe this. What should I do?
You didn't realize it was a scam email? Most people would notice, you know. I can't believe someone close to me got scammed.
She said she was an actress and that her ex was threatening to release her private photos. I wanted to protect her.
Scammers play on your feelings. They know how to manipulate romantic emotions.
What the hell? I thought it was amazing that I'd marry a beautiful actress.
And by the way, Amy is a stay-at-home mom and is expecting her 3rd child soon.
Oh God.
When she said she was an actress, didn't you try to look her up? If she was a real actress, you'd find her photos online.
I did search, but nothing came up. I asked her if she'd been on TV. She said she was still just starting out and had only had minor roles.
Even if she was only playing minor roles, in this day and age, you'd find something about her online, right?
I didn't have any doubts because she was your family.
I see. Maybe you should talk to the police?
Wait a minute. How am I supposed to live now? I've been staying at a business hotel, but I can't afford it anymore. I was planning to live with her. If this was a scam, then there's no house.
Obviously not.
I'm coming back home.
What home?
Your home, of course.
Don't be ridiculous. We're divorcing. And since I'm the one paying the rent, there's no way I'm letting you in.
Oh, come on. Let me come home. Let's call off the divorce. You didn't really want it anyway, did you? I wanted to marry Amy, but since it was a scam, that's not happening. Let's get back together and live happily again.
Get back together? No way. What are you even saying? Sure, it was a scam, but your intentions were serious, right? You're planning to marry my sister. Ugh, that's disgusting. And now you want me to let you in? Go back to your parents or rent an apartment and live alone.
Honey, please. Just until my next payday. My parents live too far away. I can't afford an apartment on my own. You know I don't have any money.
Then pay back the loan I covered for you in one lump sum, and I'll let you in.
Come on.
This is your debt. I sacrificed what I wanted to help you pay it off. And you called me an ATM and insulted me. Do you really think I'd forgive you so easily?
I get that. But you offered to cover my debt in the first place.
And as soon as I paid it off, you threw divorce papers at me, only to fall for a scam. I don't want to see or hear from a stupid, worthless guy like you ever again. Never contact me.
Laurie, I need your help. Laurie, please pick up the phone.
I told you not to contact me again.
I'm in serious trouble. I need your help.
What?
I got fired from my job.
Oh.
You wouldn't let me come back, so I was staying with a friend. But he kicked me out because I couldn't contribute to living expenses. I didn't want to be homeless, so I borrowed $1,000 from the company safe to pay for a hotel.
Borrowed? You mean...
I know. But I only meant to borrow it for a short time. I thought I could turn that into a double by winning at cards.
Gambling? Again? You never learn, do you?
I lost the money, the company found out, and I got fired. They took my salary and severance pay. You're the only one who can help me, Laurie. We had some good times, didn't we? Even though we were poor and struggled, we had fun together. I promised to work hard, and now I don't have any more debt.
No, thank you.
Don't be shy. You want kids, right? But finding someone new will take time. Getting back together with me is the quickest way. You're already 33. If you wait too long, you'll end up alone and childless.
I'm not worried about that.
Really?
I'm seeing someone now.
No way.
He's a high school classmate. We ran into each other by chance. He asked me out, and when I told him I was going through a divorce, he said he just did too. We enjoy each other's company, so we're dating with marriage in mind.
You've got to be kidding.
His family runs a hospital, and he's going to take over someday. I knew he was aiming for medical school back in high school, but I had no idea he was from such a wealthy family.
So you're just a gold digger.
Just so you know, I'm not marrying him because he's a doctor. I'm attracted to his personality. Unlike someone who treated his wife like an ATM.
Shut up, you cheating woman.
Excuse me? Cheating?
You still have me, don't you?
What are you talking about? We've filed for a divorce, right? It's none of your business.
That may be, but I still love you.
Then you shouldn't have pushed for the divorce. I even asked you to reconsider. But you said you were going to marry my sister and left.
That's true, but...
Alright, it's enough. I'm going to block you now.
Wait, why?
I don't want you bothering me anymore. I'm moving on with my life. Goodbye.
Wait, I'm sorry for everything I've done. I'll make it up to you. Please, give me another chance. I need you, Lori. Please.
Eric showed up at my old apartment, but I had already moved out. He was shouting my name loudly enough that a neighbor called the police, and he was taken away. Now, he's surviving on day labor jobs, though I've heard rumors that he's still gambling. Whatever happens to him, I couldn't care less. As for me, I married the guy I was dating, and shortly after our wedding, I found out I was pregnant. Now, I'm peacefully living with my husband, eagerly awaiting the birth of our baby.
Hey, when are you coming home? It's time to get ready for dinner. I don't know where you've been wandering around. Just come home and cook. What is this all of a sudden? I'm really busy at work right now. I told you I'll be home late for a while, didn't I? Stop lying. What? Work? Overtime? If you have time to lie, go buy some food for dinner. What's going on, Mom? You know I usually get home at 10 p.m. We agreed that you do all our meal preparations. I don't understand why you're suddenly telling me to cook. Don't call me Mom. It's filthy. Huh? What? I'm your father's wife. I'm not your mother. Sure, my mother died 10 years ago. You're my stepmother. But you forced me to call you Mom when I was little. What are you talking about now? Oh dear, Tiki. I didn't raise you that way. I hate lies. What's this all about all of a sudden? Besides, you didn't raise me, right? You told everyone that you'd take care of me. You forced me to call you Mom, and you pretended to be a good mother outside. In reality, you only cared for my sister Izzy, and my grandma and grandpa took care of me. And once my grandparents were gone, you made me drop out of high school and get a job. Just come back home. We are having a family meeting. What? Family meeting? About what? I have to lecture you about your future. A lecture? I don't understand. It doesn't sound urgent. Send me a message. I'll check that in between work. Enough with the lies. How can you say I'm lying? I really don't get it. We already know you're unemployed. What? Me? Why did you think so? You saw me go to work, didn't you? You've been going somewhere instead. Maybe a bar or something. I don't remember having a daughter like that. I want you home in an hour. Got it? Will you answer my question? I'm the one who wants to ask you questions. Just come home. What the hell is wrong with you? I've got a meeting I've got to get to. What? A meeting at this time of night? you're going to lie, do it a little better. Our client is overseas, so there's a time difference. It's night here, but it's daytime there. You don't have a job. What are you talking about? How many times do I have to tell you? I do have a job. I can't talk to you. Hey, that's enough!
Ooh, sis, it's all over, isn't it? I'm sorry for what happened.
What's going on? What's the matter with you?
The matter is you. You skipped the family meeting and didn't come home yesterday. You came home in the morning and had a breakfast. Who do you think you are? That's disgusting, like a thief. Mom and I are furious with you.
A thief? Don't talk like that. I had some trouble at work and had to stay overnight at the office. I just showered, changed, and had breakfast at home this morning. It's happened before. It's my house, so there's no problem.
Are you seriously saying it's your house?
I'm serious.
What? That's so gross! I don't remember letting an unemployed person eat free food in my house.
Are you saying that too? I do have a job.
You're a liar. We were talking about you last night. You were afraid that we would come after you, right?
No, I wasn't. I was really working late. I'm exhausted from dealing with all the trouble, so don't be crazy.
If you ask us, you're the trouble. The fact that you didn't show up for the family meeting is the best proof of that. And yet, you still came back to have your breakfast. You're so disgusting.
I told Mom I couldn't make it because I had to work. I asked her to message me. She hasn't sent me anything since. It's not like it's a big deal, so of course I put work first.
That's what I'm saying. This was an emergency meeting to discuss the lie about your job.
So, why do you and Mom think I don't have a job? I've been working all my life. I was always treated poorly in the family, but you never said that until yesterday, did you? Why all of a sudden?
We found out yesterday morning. The fact that you weren't actually working. You can't hide it anymore.
What? Why? What on earth is going on?
We heard it from Abby, your classmate from junior high school. I met her by chance on my way to the station.
Abby? Oh, I remember. She knows you too.
Yes, Abby told me. You said you just retired at your class reunion.
What? Why did she say such a thing?
The last time you had a reunion was about 5 years ago, right? I can't believe you have been unemployed for this long.
Well, I did move to another company after that.
I don't think so. You make $5,000 a year.
Huh?
I searched your room to find out what's going on.
You went through my room without permission? Stop doing that!
Then, what's with that bank statement? I looked at the total amount of transfers from just a year ago, and it was only $5,000. In other words, $5,000 a year. That's nothing. Aren't you ashamed of yourself?
$5,000? What are you really talking about?
After our family meeting, we decided to kick you out of the house.
Huh?
We don't want you in our house, so we will ask you to leave. You are a big liar, too. Your imaginary overseas business partners is so creepy. I even suggested that you could be our housekeeper. but we don't want to eat the food you prepared. So, we agreed to kick you out. So, don't come back. What do you mean? I really don't get it. You chose not to attend the family meeting. You have no right to complain. Mom says you're not family because you're not blood related to her. I don't want to think of this filthy woman as my sister either. Huh? I threw all your stuff in the yard. Take it and go away. Get on with it. Oh no, it's raining right now. I don't care. You're the one who hid the fact that you're unemployed. I'm so embarrassed. We feel so much better knowing you will be gone soon. You are not good enough for a family. A lazy, unemployed woman. Get out now. You don't seem to be listening to me at all. I don't want to. Just to make sure I'm clear. Does this mean Mom and Dad agree with you? Of course! I told you we had a family meeting. Oh, but let me correct one thing. Mom says you're not her daughter. So, your dad and stepmother agree with me. They want you out of the house. Well, then I want you to promise me one thing. What? After I leave this house, you're not gonna have anything to do with me. Wait a minute! Of course not! What are you talking about? That's my line. You're so cocky. Don't even depend on me for money in the future. Useless, jobless woman.
You're trying to harass me because you got kicked out? What you're doing is a crime. Turn yourself in now and return the money. Or else I will report you to the police.
What's wrong? I'm not sure, but I don't remember doing anything wrong. If you want to call the police, feel free to do so.
You won't be able to act like that soon. It's obvious that you're stealing our money.
Huh? It sounds like you're calling me a thief. What are you talking about?
The family credit card. The bill is so high. We are not doing anything special. I can only assume that you are using it a lot.
No, I don't use the family card. I use my own card. Please don't make these accusations.
Don't lie to me. Be honest with me. This is stealing, okay? You don't have a job and have been eating our food. I let you off the hook and you're spending a lot using our credit card. It's a good thing I kicked you out, a nasty person like you. Now, if you honestly admit what you did and return all the money, I'll forgive you without making a big deal out of it.
Then you can report me. I didn't do anything wrong.
Oh dear, what a child! How dare you! I'm so disgusted! Just hurry up and pay me back. And from now on, change your attitude and work hard. Get a job that pays more than $50,000 a year.
You got 2 digits wrong.
What? What are you talking about? Izzy said your annual income was $5,000.
That's not true.
Then you can't be serious. If I'm wrong about 2 digits, that means your annual income is $500,000? Don't be ridiculous. You're not making as much as you should be. Whatever you're doing is not worth it. I had no idea you were this stupid.
I do make $500,000 a year.
What?
I don't know how Izzy misread it.
$500,000 is my annual income. Huh? What? Izzy is a college graduate, and I think she's not that dumb. I think she simply misread it. My annual income is $500,000. You say all that stuff. You still need to take responsibility. You know what? You've got to realize something now. What? My father is a really lazy bum. He has been unemployed for a long time. Can't you see that? Huh? I think it was a year ago. Dad's company went bankrupt due to the recession. What? Your father's company went bankrupt? He hasn't told you, or is he? I had to find out because my company is in the same line of business. Until he gets a new job, I secretly put $4,000 a month into your account for living expenses. 4,000? And besides, did you say you are working for a company? Yes, I've been working there for 5 years. 5 years? You could have at least told me. I said it back then, and I think I've said it many times since then. I told you that I'm changing jobs because I'm taking over my boyfriend's father's company. My boyfriend has things he wants to do, so... What? Did you really tell me that? I thought you were aware of that. You haven't noticed for 5 years? You clearly don't care about me. I have been so busy because in addition to my original responsibilities, I have to make the rounds to greet people and attend meetings to get to know them as the next president of the company. I'm also working hard to learn new things. The next president? That's what I'm saying. Right now, I make $500,000 a year, including long hours and overtime. When I become president, my job will be easier and my income will increase. What? Is it going to go up even more? How much more? I don't know. It depends on the company's performance. Maybe around $1 million? $1 million? Really? That's amazing! As a mother, I'm proud of you! What are you talking about? My mother is dead. Don't act like that. What? Why would you say that? You told me, remember? You are not my mother. That's not true! And on top of that, I was kicked out of the house for a misunderstanding without being allowed to correct it. You really are a terrible family. You are the one who didn't show up for the family meeting. It's your fault. I couldn't leave because I had to attend a meeting and I asked you to message me. I told you, didn't I? Actually, it wasn't urgent that I had to leave, so that's good. Millie? What? If that's the case, you can come back to our house, okay? We are family, so let's live together. Huh? You can continue depositing $4,000. Huh? You promised you wouldn't get involved with me anymore, didn't you? How could I forget? Huh? That's what I told Izzy. She didn't tell me. Wait!
Mom got mad at me because of you! I really don't get it! If you have a job, why didn't you say so earlier?
I've been saying that for a long time. You just didn't listen. Don't you dare push me around and make it my fault.
But your bank statement did say $5,000! I'm not dumb!
You must have misread it.
there were some deposits, but you must have missed some zeros. Mom blames me for that. She kicked you out because I made a mistake. She's left with Dad, who doesn't work at all. She's worried that she's not gonna be able to make a living. That's right. Come back now. I don't understand what's going on. You promised me that you wouldn't get involved from now on. When you found out I was the next president, you changed your attitude and asked me for money. Don't you feel embarrassed? I was kicked out of my house. Please don't get involved with me anymore. Sis, from now on, don't call me sister. Why? I was adopted by my fiancé's parents. So, I don't know anything about you guys. Good luck with your family. Soon after, I blocked my stepmother and sister. Then my father contacted me. I was actually wondering why my father agreed to kick me out. He thought they would know about his situation if he disagreed. He didn't want to disappoint his wife and Izzy. The message said it all. My father had always been arrogant. Even while I was paying for his living expenses, he thought he deserved it instead of being grateful. I was fed up with him, so I blocked him too. A few weeks later, I saw their names on the TV news. They ran out of their money and attempted a robbery. Of course, they failed and were all arrested. I was stunned at how stupid they were, but I'm glad they won't bother me now. It didn't particularly affect my appointment as president. Now I have a fresh start and work hard daily as president.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.